Now I'm paranoid about chewing.
I know. I didn't want like granola bar or power bar in my teeth.
Okay, welcome to Talk Tennis. This is part 2 of Gear Switches on Tour. Troy is joining me. Hello, Troy.
What's up? Thanks for having me, Michelle.
Of course, you are our go-to when it comes to gear and the switches that the players are making. And we have a lot of switches to talk about. This episode is specifically about the men, the ATP Tour. There have been some significant swaps of gear. Before we get into it, just wanted to do a quick state of affairs with some brands. You guys have been asking us a bunch if we are bringing Mizuno back into Tennis Warehouse. And the answer is yes. And I know, Troy, you could probably speak to this because I'm pretty sure one of the Mizuno shoes was your favorite at one point.
Yeah, the Wave Exceed Tour 4.
Right? And are
Mhm.
we on 6 now? Did we skip one? Or are we
No,
on
I
5?
think they have a 5 coming.
Yes. And
It's supposed to
so
be even better. We'll see.
yes, it's supposed to be even better, more comfortable, faster, all of the things, durable. It was supposed to launch in January, but due to manufacturer delays, it probably will not get here or anywhere in the tennis world where we can get our feet into them until April, unfortunately. I'm sorry, but that is the most up-to-date info. But yes, stay tuned because they are coming back to Tennis Warehouse. We're very excited as well. That's been a big question. Second question. Everyone on our sneak peek of 2022 wants to know about the Pure Arrow. And
Oh yeah.
my answer is we would love to tell you, but I don't have anything to say. I don't know if you do, Troy.
No, there is a lot of people. When's the update coming? When's the update coming? Because for those that are like super in the know with the racket industry or just follow our reviews and have asked the question before, most people, or not most, but most in the know that are like really into following the industry, Babolat's usually on a 3-year cycle for updating their performance rackets. So the last year update of the Pure Arrow was 19, so 2021 22 would have made this year as the update year, and that's actually longer than most other brands. Most other brands are on a 2-year cycle. Some kind of even get off track with that, even shorter sometimes or a little later. But anyways, 22 was supposed to be the update year, but we haven't heard, and it doesn't seem like anything is coming out right now for an update to the Pure Arrow. So
Yeah. And then that leads me into another brand that we can talk about, Asics. It's no secret that Asics has had some delivery issues with their shoes specifically. And we were all expecting and hoping an update to the Court FF this year, but that has officially been pushed back a year. So we will, as of right now, it is January 10th. From what we've been told, there will be no shoe updates from ASICS, as in like model updates for the year. New colors, yes. Yes, those are coming.
yeah,
Are they coming
which
soon? Maybe not.
yeah, but they're not actually changing the model. So at least for those that like the shoes in the current line, you don't have to worry about them tweaking them or changing them. We just got to
Exactly.
get some stock in, you know.
Yeah.
But whereas some other brands, like one of my favorite shoes, which I don't know, maybe you can talk about it, Michelle, will be getting an update, which is a little scary because you never know how much it's going to change, you know?
Well, that's a good segue. We can talk about that shoe update. And what I had seen earlier today is that our friend Francis Tiafo is wearing the update to the GPU Turbo, which I think it's called Nike Court Zoom NXT.
Yeah. So there'll be a Zoom NXT, a Zoom Pro, and a
Mhm.
Zoom Lite to mirror the Vapor line, right? Yeah. Like Vapor NXT, Vapor Pro, Vapor Lite, right?
Yes, it's a little confusing though, right? Or is it just me? The NXT is the premium one, right?
Yeah, technically it's the highest price point, just like the Vapor line.
Yes.
The Pro is like that 120. I don't know what the Zoom Pro will be priced at, and then the Zoom Lite.
And those are coming by the time this episode airs. You guys should have already been able to get your hands on them or feet on them or They should be here. They launch into the market on January 17th. So that's exciting. And unfortunately, at this time, I have not tried them on. I don't know if you've tried them on.
I think I tried like a really early sample.
Okay.
Yes, I don't know if it was like market ready, but
Yeah. But as you mentioned, obviously it's always kind of like, oh no, is it going to be the same? Is it going to be better? Is it going to be worse? But I'm hoping, based on just what I've seen and read, is that Zoom Air unit is what sets that shoe apart from, or GP Turbo. That's what
yeah.
makes it so bouncy. And if Tiafoe's wearing it, it's got to be good, right?
Yeah, that boy can move. So
Have you seen any other Nike players switch into new shoes or switch out of what they were wearing to something else?
On the men's side, I haven't noticed too much.
Me neither.
I do notice that like players like Shapovalov are still rocking Vapor X's or
Oh my gosh. No,
wherever
but
he has them stocked in his closet or Nike has them stocked.
Dimitrov, he's still wearing like a 9.5
or a 9
or a 9.
Who knows, custom pro model.
Come on.
That was like him. And then like Maria had her custom Vapor shoe for years, it's like,
it's crazy.
But on the men's side, I haven't really noticed any within Nike that are wearing anything out of the ordinary. I did mention in the WTA podcast we did that Svitolina went from Vapor Cage to Vapor React NXT. So she's trying out the NXT now, like Sabalenka.
But we still don't have that many men wearing that shoe, do we?
Not. I'm trying to think off the top of my head if any top players or
which, like, granted, they're not the most durable.
Oh, one I think that might be using it. Maybe not a top player. This is for like our tennis geeks out there on the doubles tour, but you definitely know who he is, Nicholas Monroe. Guy's jacked.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wears the NXT, I think, or at least when I saw him at BNP last year, he was rocking NXTs out on the practice courts. So.
That guy is awesome. He's so strong.
He's super cool.
And was he playing doubles with Tiafoe last week? He was playing with, I can't remember, Monroe. Oh,
he's played with quite a few different players, whether it was like Jackson Withrow and.
I'm pretty sure. I want to say he was playing. Yeah, he was playing with Tiafoe.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, well, that at least they did last year.
Okay.
So they played together at one point in time, which makes sense. I could see it. They're both. I would not want to face them. They are like probably two of the strongest players on the ATP. They are strong.
Yeah. I was watching one of Monroe's doubles matches in team tennis, the world team tennis that was at Indian Wells. Oh man, he had some sick half volleys. It just like crazy hands, like when you play on the doubles tour like that, it's like you develop this like crazy.
His hands are great
and skill for like short court and volleys.
He's not like young either. He's getting up there in age, but as we've seen with the doubles guys, like just keep on keeping on. Okay. Let's go. Okay, the elephant in the room, I guess, for me, the biggest switch that I've seen so far would have to be Gael Monfils. Wow, I said his name so bad. Monfils? Okay, Monfils. How do you say it?
I just say Mon. I try to say it like I have like a French, sort of accent going on. But I just say Monfils.
Monfils. That's obvious. He switched head, quote unquote, to toe, although he's still wearing Gel Rose 8s.
Yeah.
Tell me about the brand that he's wearing and using.
I, personally don't know a ton, but supposedly it's Artengo, if I'm saying it right. I believe are they a French brand?
I think so.
Yeah. And so it looks like he's using an Artengo racket. It's mostly a black cosmetic. I think I would assume he's still using his similar string setup that he used to use for many years. Well, in many years he used Luxilon Alu Power, and then I know at one point, like last year or the year before, he was doing a blend of Alu Power and Element to soften it up a little bit. Maybe give him a little more comfort and feel.
Yeah.
But new racket brand. He's rocking some of their apparel, I guess. Artengo. They mostly was just like black colored clothes with their logo on it.
Yeah.
But he's still rocking the Gel Resolution 8 on his feet, which that's a pretty. It's understandable because it's really a tough thing to switch out of, especially a shoe like that for a mover like him. It's not just like, oh, I'm going to go try another shoe when maybe they don't have like a really huge established shoe. Or I don't know, maybe their shoes are good. I don't know, but it's just the Gel Res is like trusty, and his footwork is his game. So
it's not surprising to see him still wearing a Gel Res 8. So that makes sense. Yeah. And to be determined, like we'll see more about the racket as he just won a tournament. So way to start the year off fresh. He's a married man. He switched brands and he just won a tournament. So good start for him. And that's
yeah,
exciting. Everyone keeps saying who's getting up there, but as you keep saying, he's so young in spirit and he moves so well. And you would never think that
yeah,
he's like aging out of tennis.
yeah. I mean, I think it might be an endurance thing. Maybe later on in the year, the more matches he plays, it could take a
Mhm.
toll on the body. But I was just watching one of his matches against Tommy Paul during that first tournament, and like some of those rallies, he was just grinding and grinding and grinding. And Tommy's one of those guys too that can like run like crazy and is super quick, and it just like Monfils is like, I don't know, how old is he now? Like 36?
Yeah.
Either
Yeah.
way, yeah, it's just like he's still out there and he looks like fresher than ever, man. He's just like crazy
Yeah.
how,
I
how
think
he
he's on the
moves.
other side of 35. So yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Where do you want to go from there?
The other one that I already mentioned, talking about how he's still using Vapor X shoes, is Shapovalov. That's another
Right.
really big, even though he's still in the same brand, it's pretty crazy that, it looks like he's actually like switched his model of racket, and it maybe not just a paint job.
I need more because like he was using the VCore 95, correct?
Correct. Yeah,
Okay.
and supposedly it was like the first gen, like the SV95, under whatever new VCore paint job they want to put on it. So
Okay.
95 16 by 20 pattern, but it was definitely one of those more modern VCore 95 molds
Okay.
within the last few generations. And now it looks like he actually is using an EZO 98.
That's crazy. I
Yeah.
mean, a little different of feel and I
Yeah.
mean, a little more pop from that racket, I would
Yeah. Yeah. I think
assume.
that's what he might have been going for, just a little more forgiving sweet spot, a little bit easier power, swinging as aggressively as he does on the
Mhm.
forehand and the backhand, especially that backhand, how he just really like can brush up the ball.
Right.
Maybe he just wanted a little more forgiveness. And it seems like I've seen some of his matches. I've seen one of them the other day where he was ATP Cup, and it looks like during some of those cross court rallies and stuff, it looks
Mhm.
like he's getting a little more clearance over the net, a little more of a higher arcing ball when he needs to kind of keep him in the rally,
Okay.
and maybe just a little more margin of error. And we'll see.
Yeah.
Time proves all, and see if he can really get dialed in with it. But it definitely seems like it's a slight noticeable difference. So
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it doesn't sound like a huge switch. It's only 3 square inches, one less cross, but it is very definitely a more modern, more powerful, spin friendly racket than what he was using. But I could see that like he's kind of one of those players where he's not like super big. He hits fast and swings
oh
fast, but
yeah,
like
yeah,
I would assume this is helping him get a little more power. I'm sure it's a customized racket too.
yeah.
So,
Yeah, and I think the like not only the power but the forgiveness. There's a
mhm.
little bit more margin of error on those heavy spin balls where the 95 can be a little, I know personally because I love 95s, can be
Yeah.
a little more shank friendly, you know, at times. So
Is speaking of that racket and someone else that wear apparently you wear rackets today. Does Marcos Giron still swinging that racket or has he
yeah,
switched?
so
Okay.
Marcos is still using a tried and true VCore 95,
Nice. Okay. That's good.
customized, to
Customized.
his specs.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's still with the VCore
He's
95, so
nice.
he's
Nice.
still repping it out there.
Good. Okay. Who else has made a switch? I'm like just eyeing the list of players right now. Um,
So let's see here. Well, I guess big names. We want to talk big
yeah,
names.
let's talk big
We
names.
don't know for sure what it is exactly, but Andy Murray,
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
blacked out.
Blacked
I
out
mean,
racket.
it's a head racket, head pro stock, but still got the head stencil.
Doesn't
Not
he do this every year?
he's been known to try a few. I know he did a year or two ago. He tried some other frames out from head, whether it was like a Gravity or Gravity Pro custom drill pad. I don't know,
What does
but
it look like?
this one looks like the mold of what would be the closest racket would be the current 2021 Prestige MP main performance. So
Mm.
that 99, technically 99 head size, which back in the day had like in their Prestige classics, like their old Prestiges,
Mhm.
they used to call it a 102
Okay.
because
They
the
measured
outside
the
measurement
outside,
versus the
right?
inside measurement. So according to like how most brands measure, it's a 99 head size. At least that's what kind of like I researched, and it looks like it. Um,
Wow.
Based on the throat and stuff. So, but I think it's like it might be a custom pattern, or I'm not a, because the one we sell is a 1819.
Right.
So it might
Looks
be that pattern. I'm not sure if it's custom drilled, but
okay. Do you feel like this is like his like aging racket? I mean, he always is so dialed in and like moving into a 99 square inch would be a bigger racket than what he was playing with before, right?
yeah, because technically his Pro Tour PT 57, there's like call it A or whatever they know the codes on the message boards, but that racket is a Prestige. That's actually a 95. That's the old school Prestige 95
Okay.
head size. So he is
Wow.
going up.
A
What
little
it's
more
only
forgiving.
4 square inches of the head, but a 95 to a 99. They say there's been rumors that it probably has a similar layup and flex to his old racket, but just with that bigger body, bigger
Mhm.
mold, bigger
Mhm.
frame.
Mhm.
But we'll see. Who knows? Maybe he's just trying it. Maybe he doesn't love it. He might not be super dialed in like he was, and he might just be better off sticking with this
Yeah.
what he knows. But yeah,
We'll see. Okay, that's
it's not like
interesting.
he's like going from like his Prestige 95 classic racket to
A pure drive.
an extreme pro or an
Yeah.
extreme, or like a, I don't know. It's not crazy, but
Well, let's go from we'll just go like one common thing to another. Take a head player and talk about his apparel switch. Berrettini,
yeah, Mateo.
Matteo.
So yeah, he went from Lotto, which he's been with for quite a while,
Mhm.
to Boss. Or
Yes.
I know him as Hugo Boss. I don't know if that's the same or if they still are Hugo Boss. I just know like
They just rebranded probably.
maybe, but it's Boss Apparel, Italian brand or Italian company.
Oh yeah, it's Hugo Boss.
Hugo Boss. Okay, cool.
The
So I
newest
was
face for Hugo Boss. The Italian will drop his capsule with the fashion house later this month. That's January. So the line will feature bold, active designs as well as off court essentials. We're starting to see that even on the men's side, a lot of off court, the athleisure, the parallels. You can wear it on the court, you can wear it off the court. You're still going to look good. Also, like court style seems to be trending with like non-tennis players.
yeah. So I
Without
think it
getting,
kind of goes both ways, right?
yeah.
Like the tennis style, that kind of outfit is kind of trendy with like the retro vibe and
Mhm.
all that stuff going on. And then vice versa, just as a general, I think a lot of these like more designer brands, whether it's Hugo Boss or Emporio Armani
Mhm.
or, whatever, they know that the world nowadays, so many people wear their athleisure year round, whether it's their shorts or their joggers or their tights. That's just like a common outfit nowadays, it's just like what a lot of people wear, especially athletes and people that work out a lot and stuff. So it's like I think they're kind of catering their brands to the way people wear clothes nowadays.
Yeah, for sure. I
Yeah.
would
I mean, like
agree.
me and you, like I'm wearing like my shorts, my running shorts, every now and then I'll put on a pair of joggers. Very seldom. I'm mostly shorts guy, but like just stuff I wear all the time.
Yeah. No, totally. I have my like post tennis athleisure shorts.
Yeah.
So
Right.
ridiculous, so ridiculous.
Yeah.
Um so that was just an apparel switch. What kind of is he still wearing Lotto shoes? He must
No,
be.
actually,
No. Oh.
he jumped on one of the better shoes in the world train, Joe Rez.
Oh, interesting. I thought you were
Yeah.
gonna say K-Swiss because of Isla, but okay.
I don't know. Maybe she couldn't convince him, but yeah, I noticed he has Joe Resolution 8. I don't know where he got them from, but not
Yeah,
sure.
right? That's the other thing. Like, yeah, we get it that you're seeing new colors on the athletes. So are we. They they're special. They're not they're getting their stuff from other places that we can't apparently. Anyways, who else? Let's see. What other players have made some sort of switch
There
in their
was
gear?
new racket line, the Boom
Mhm.
series.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so there I don't know if he's stuck with it or not. I know that he was definitely trying it. Was Musetti, another Italian.
I think he's meant to stick with
Yeah, and
it.
he's been, on court in matches with supposedly the Boom Pro coming from like the Extreme Tour, I guess, which maybe aren't crazy different, like head sizes and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
I think he was trying it out. I don't know if he's gonna stick with it or not, but he's definitely been caught on court with the Boom Pro in the cosmetic as well. So
And then I think this is also a head player, but going back to a switch, Karatsev.
okay.
It looks like he's wearing hydrogen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, but he plays with. Doesn't he play with the Prestige or no?
Yeah, he's a prestige guy.
Okay.
I don't know if he switched rackets. I don't think.
I don't
but
think so. I think he's still with head, but it does look like he's wearing hydrogen. He's got the skull on his socks,
he
and
was a
all.
gel resolution wearer last year.
Which ironically, he's still wearing Asics, but
Okay.
it does look like he's wearing the Solution Speed.
Huh? Because he used gel res pretty much all last year.
So maybe that's all they could find for him.
Yeah. And then
Um,
speaking of hydrogen, I don't know 100% if this is true or not, but I heard that Marton Fuskovic,
Oh, yeah.
Hungarian,
mhm.
he's supposedly with hydrogen now
Nice.
from another brand. I forget what it was called. It was like some brand it was like 2 or 3 letters.
Yeah.
There was like a K in it, like DK or BK. I don't know, something. But supposedly he was supposed to go to hydrogen.
Nice.
But for rackets, he's Yonex E-Zone, and shoes, he was like, I think he was like in Vapors for a while. Yeah, kind of a Vapor user.
Was he not wearing Yonex shoes? Why do I feel like I saw him wearing Yonex shoes? I might have made that up.
Maybe at one point. I do know that he was a Vapor user for quite a while.
Okay.
Vapor X, Vapor Pro. I know for sure because he even came to our store at BMP and got Vapor Pros.
Which
Jofi.
I was gonna say shout out to Jofi.
Yeah.
She like low key is friends with him.
Yeah.
Yeah. All
from like Hungarian junior tennis.
Yeah. I just saw. I don't know what he was using before, but Kokkinakis, there's a thread about him going to Yonex. What was he using before?
I think he might have used Yonex like way back, but
that's what I thought.
His most recent was Pure Aero or Pure Aero Plus.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure he's an extended guy, so I think he was using Pure Aero Plus, or before that maybe like Aero Pro Drive Plus. So he was using that for a while, and it looks like he's with the blacked out racket, but it's what most are speculating as an E-Zone 98 Plus.
Which
I sent him one right out of my bag.
No, I was gonna say, which based on the Yonex website might be coming this summer. So I know you and Booney will be like salivating for those extended Yonex rackets. And one can hope that Kokkinakis is healthy. He's someone that I think adds a lot of fun flair to the court, but he's just been so injured. I can't remember last time I saw him compete, but it'll be good to see him hopefully have a good start to the year.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool to see.
Who else?
So Christian Garin or Garin?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's one that keeps coming up.
He's using Wilson now. So it looks like he's in a Blade V8 cosmetic. Okay. Not sure if it's regular, Blade 98 mold or Blade Pro. But he's now with Wilson in a Blade cosmetic, and then he's also one of those players with the Emporio Armani.
Oh yeah,
he was so he was Adidas apparel and shoes, and he used to use I think Head Radical, Radical paint job, whatever. But now with Wilson Blade and then Emporio Armani is his.
So fancy, these guys. That's funny. I mean,
so him,
Fognini, right? Yeah.
There's another one too out there, and then a couple of the WTA girls like Kudermatova. there's a couple of them out there that are with EA7 or whatever, Emporio Armani.
Wow. Yeah. Did we see any big switches from some of the big names or anyone come into the brand? There were like rumors. I can't remember. Well, if I can't remember, it doesn't make it very interesting. But I was trying to think. I thought there was going to be like a big name coming. Oh, people were making rumors about Zverev, but I don't think it happened.
Yeah.
He's still wearing Adidas in his head. So
Yeah. Yeah. Like some brand was like really trying to go after him.
yeah.
But it looked like an ATP Cup. He still had his
Mhm.
Gravity Pro, and I think he was still rocking Uber 4 or
Yeah.
Uber 4, or maybe he has like an Uber 4, Uber 2, like Pro combo. I don't know. It's hard to say, but
Hybrid.
it looks like an Uber 4 and his Gravity Pro racket. Other head player, not switching, but has new paint on, or maybe new paint, maybe new mold. It's hard to say.
New endorsement.
Yannick Sinner.
Okay, what is he using?
He's a speed player. So
is he still rocking the speed?
Still rocking speed, but there's a new paint to it or new look to it. So I don't know.
Interesting. Huh. They just updated it?
I don't know. You tell me.
My internet stopped working. Okay, hold on. Now I need to look.
It's really hard to tell unless you really are in the know, because
unless you're Troy.
because all the speeds, the paint jobs look the same, and it goes from like mostly black to a little white and mostly white with a little black. But
isn't there like one racket that only Djokovic is allowed to have painted, like his paint?
Well, he has his own pro stock and his own, the black and gold cosmetic. But
well, I'll have to Google that after, or anyone listening.
So
go Google.
basically, you can say, I don't know, we can take this off the record or not, but he's got the new speed paint job. I just don't know if we're allowed to talk about it.
When it's actually launching.
It's coming out this year. It's coming out soon. Yeah.
Okay. I
don't know if we could. I didn't know if we could talk about it or not. Like,
I don't know.
But yeah, he's already got the new.
Well, if he's using it already, then it's out there. So.
Okay. So I don't know. Yeah, I'm assuming it's got the Auxetic DJ Linetic technology or whatever is in it.
So is that the only speed player that's been updated to a fresh?
That's the only one I've noticed, because like Coco left, so Coco's boom now.
Coco is boom now.
And Barty's Gravity.
Gravity.
The other big like speed names would be like Andrescu. She's not playing. Who else is a big speed name?
Well, the man.
Joker.
The myth.
But from what I've seen, like Joker, like he's still practicing with that same black gold, like Djokovic paint job,
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I don't know if he'll get that cosmetic, but as far as like big name speed players, he's got that.
Nice. Okay.
Look. So
that's cool. I need to watch.
That's why I was kind of being like weird about it. I didn't know.
I don't know. Did they make him an autograph Sinner racket? No.
It's probably his speed.
I'm sure. Yeah.
But it's got the new speed look.
No, that's cool. I was going to talk about Brooksby, that maybe we were gonna get to see him playing with a new racket.
I know, right? Jensen Brooksby, but I guess he gets to stay home.
As of right now, it sounds like he's not going to be in Australia. We were hoping that maybe he'd be using Salenko rackets, but I guess we got to wait until maybe BNP to find out. There's a few tournaments obviously in between now and then, but yeah, that was a bummer.
As far as I haven't seen yet, but from what I've read and heard, Ugo Humbert.
Yes.
He is now with Lacoste.
And he's French, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure I can't recall what brand he was before. Was he maybe like, was he the one that was like Lecoq Sportif maybe with Gasquet? And like, who's the other French guy that's Lecoq Sportif now? That hasn't played a lot because of injury. He used to be a Prince player.
I'm thinking that. I don't know. I don't know who you're talking about.
You know exactly who I'm talking about.
I know exactly who you're talking about. French?
Yes.
French.
Was injured with the arm injury for like really good player. He was like former top 20.
I'm thinking of
Oh,
like Nicholas Escude all of a
no,
sudden,
no,
which
no,
is
no. He played Prince
90s.
Tour 100p, Techstream Tour 100p. He used Tiff's racket for a long time, and then he switched to Babolat Pure Drive.
Oh,
You know what I'm
yes.
talking about.
Luca
Blonde, dirty
Pui.
Pooey. Yeah.
Luca
Pooey. Yeah.
Pui.
He was Lecoq Sportif, or he is now. I want to say
Yes.
that's what Humbert was before. Maybe he was like Wilson head to toe, something like that. I don't know. Either way, he's
Um,
supposed to be Lacoste now.
oh, he was Wilson. Ugo Umber.
Humbert
At least in September, he was Wilson.
apparel.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but now, yeah.
Who knows? He might still be rocking Wilson shoes, or maybe he'll go to Lacoste shoe now that they have, you know.
Yeah, that would be cool. I still really want to try those shoes. The Lacoste shoes.
Yeah,
I haven't tried out.
you'd be out there like
Um,
sliding and going crazy like Medvedev.
that would be great. I'd be here for it. Medvedev hasn't changed anything though, has he?
Not that I know of.
Yeah, I don't think so either. He seems kind of like don't mess around if it's not broken. Why
Right.
don't yeah, exactly.
Oh, I was talking to you the other day because we were talking about Donald Young. You know, like
Mhm.
I've seen videos of him practicing, and I know he played world team tennis, and it looks like he went back to his old Prince racket from way back, the EXO3 Tour 100.
Yeah.
So yeah, so it's like pretty crazy. He's bounced around from Technofiber to shoot, he was using Head at one point, Technofiber. I think he might have tried Solinko. I don't know. He's tried a bunch of
Yeah.
different stuff.
No, he's bounced around. It is curious. Someone else that just came up. I don't know if he switched at all, but I wanted to bring him up. Jordan Thompson. He's wearing New
He
Balance?
was New Balance last year, and he was
Okay.
Pure Drive.
Okay, then same.
Does he still have the best mustache on tour? All right.
Yeah. He's an
At one point, I
interesting
felt like it was
character.
him and Steve Johnson kind of battling it out for the best
Right?
mustache, but I think Stevie cleaned it up maybe a little bit or something.
Which
Maybe Johnson.
have any of the American guys made any switches? I know you watched a bunch of the ATP Cup.
Nothing that I really seem to notice. I think
Does Riley still have his pink bag?
I don't know if he has his pink bag, but he did get bird poop on his hat. I know that was a big incident for him.
I mean, apparently it's good luck.
Yeah, but they wouldn't let him change the hat for his other hat because the logo or something.
Oh, poor guy. Maybe it's just him.
Yeah, you know. But yeah, I didn't notice anything with him. I know that like him and Batista Agut, I didn't realize or see Opelka's racket up close, but I know like Batista Agut finally got like the new
Paint
Pro Staff
job?
V13, like an all black Pro Staff from the black and white one, the tuxedo that he was rocking forever. And so same with Opelka last year was with the tuxedo racket. I don't know if he,
It looks like he's still got the tuxedo.
as of recent,
Yeah.
the
And
HP
then
Cup. Okay.
Yeah. And I noticed Petra looks like she has the all black.
Yeah, Kvitova, she's, she finally converted RBA.
Yeah. But yeah, no, his is still the black and white.
Dan Evans.
Yeah. It will be curious to see what happens with those rackets as Roger does his thing or doesn't do his thing. We'll see. To be determined.
Who knows? Maybe like we joked about a long time ago, like if Roger, finally retires, maybe they'll make a Roger autograph like oversized.
Extended. Yes.
Extended oversized.
One can dream. Just make it 102 square inches, half inch long. 3
or like a 115, whatever. We'll play dingles with it.
Dingles, yes. What else? Who else? Stefanos Tsitsipas, no change, I'm guessing.
No, I noticed like Tsitsipas. Wait, maybe he is rocking. Oh, I want to say he's still in the Soul Court Prime Blue, Soul Court Boost, Pro Stock, whatever Soul Court shoe Adidas players get.
Yes.
I want to say he was still in it, and as well as Felix is in it still for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But there was somebody that switched into a Barricade.
Oh,
Oh, it was a WTA player, Rybakina.
okay.
She was a soul court. Now she's actually given the barricade a go. Will you say some
Yeah.
other
No,
players?
I was gonna say, I hope, I mean, I think I've seen it on some players. I don't know if they're specifically like big Adidas names, but I'm hoping more players get into that shoe because I think it's actually a really good shoe. I like it. Out of all the Adidas shoes currently, I like it.
The
Yeah.
barricade.
Yeah. It will be interesting to see what the Adidas players show up wearing. I'm always curious if they prefer like the light Uber or if they prefer a more stable or that Soul Court people, it seems, love it. So,
Yeah, like team didn't seem to
mhm.
want to let go of that.
Yeah.
Hopefully, yeah, hopefully we start to see, speaking of team, hopefully we start to see more of him this year.
Yeah. I would, yeah. I thought he was going to be good to go and then he wasn't.
Yeah,
So,
because he was supposed to do that whole exhibition in Abu Dhabi. He was supposed to play Rafa
yeah.
and then had to pull out of that, then said that he was pulling out of Australia. So he's supposed to be playing some clay court tournaments, maybe in South America or somewhere at the end of this month.
Okay.
He said that that would be his tournaments back would be on clay.
That's good. That's a good
So,
way to start.
right? I mean, that's like a home surface. I mean, it feels like
Exactly.
he's so good at clay, like,
Yeah. Yeah. And a little closer to home. Australia is like, that's such a grind for some of these players.
yeah.
It's so far and such a, like, especially some of these players that are in Europe, it's like you're in like winter snow and then you just go to Australia and it's hot and just a whole I appreciate all the players that get there so early to like adjust because there's got to be quite an adjustment period. Okay, well, do you have a bold prediction for what guy is gonna win the Australian Open?
Rafa.
Oh,
No, not bold. I don't know. It's really, I don't know. It's not tough to say now, but like with everything that that we've been talking about lately with Djokovic, I mean, how many times has the guy won the tournament? Literally, it's like crazy,
10?
right?
Is it 10?
9.
Yeah,
That's
9
just
or 10.
crazy. Like, how many times has Roger won Wimbledon? Like 7?
A few.
Yeah, but to think like 9 times. I mean, Rafa sets the bar with French Opens,
Right?
like
Like he's never lost. Or I mean, like he had,
very few
has he?
times.
Maybe once.
Yeah, he got beat by Soderling, and then he got beat by Joker 1 year. But yeah, it's like I think he has like 9 of them. So it's like right now, if Djokovic ends up playing the tournament or whatever the situation is, I don't know. Sounds like he's practicing right now. Hopefully, God, it's really hard to.
You've
It's
got to
really
think.
hard to believe. You mean to not like to have your odds with him,
And
But
yeah, he love him or hate him, or maybe you fall somewhere in between. It's just like, how do you? He's he's got to come out of this like so amped and like like I'll
yeah,
show them.
yeah.
I don't know.
It's not
I
like he
can
needs any intrinsic motivation, but like
right.
he's always one of those guys that like, back against the wall, he's coming for
Hmm.
everything,
Yeah,
So it's like really hard to like, if you had to put money on it or like whatever, to say that he probably
the
is
odds
gonna
are
win.
the odds
Yeah,
might be in his favor, and like also he obviously feels very comfortable there.
yeah.
So
But I mean, then again, obvious things. We're not talking anything crazy, but Medvedev looks great. He's looked great. Sasha ended the year really, really strong. Sasha's playing some really good tennis, even though he
yeah,
lost to our guy Felix Sage in the ATP Cup. That was
that's
kind of cool.
great. Yeah,
But I mean, guys like that,
yeah.
the top guys. CC Pass. Let's see how he shows up.
Oh yeah, that would be cool to see him win. And I selfishly like want to protect RF's record. So not that I have anything to do with
Hey,
it, but
you know,
you know what? We've seen some crazy stories play out and it hasn't even started. So who knows?
who knows?
Let's get some
Rafa's playing. Rafa's
Rafa's.
catching wind. He won a
Yeah.
It's a smaller tournament, but he won it. You never know.
Monfils just won a tournament.
Monfils is looking fresh. His legs are looking fresh right now.
Yeah.
That'd be cool to see him make a run, like a deep run. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. Agreed.
I'm a Felix fan. He seems
Felix,
to be
FAA.
that guy.
You're that guy.
Who else? I mean, there's so many players.
So many.
Tiafo, Big Foe.
Big Foe, Berrettini.
Yeah, Berrettini's
Cam
strong.
Nori. Cam Nori.
Yeah, let's see if he can continue to carry that the strong performances he had last year.
Um, there's some American guys.
Yeah, Opelka. I mean, Opelka is always with his serve. He's
Mhm.
only getting better.
Fritz.
Fritz had a really good year last year, really strong.
Mhm.
I think
Yeah.
he's probably towards the top of the American rankings now.
Yeah. Fritz is the number one. I think out of all the guys. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I mean, another factor too with the Australian Open is always like it really comes down to like a lot of years. It comes down to the environment too. So how hot it gets there, how physically ready you are if you're playing, the day matches.
Totally. Yeah.
So that could be a big factor. But yeah, it is. As far as like I don't know, you got a dark horse, Michelle? Who's your favorite? You got a dark horse?
No, I was just looking. I mean, like I was thinking of also the Australian guys. Someone that I like, and he had a rough 2021. Alex Deminar. I
Yeah.
feel like he obviously knows Australia well. I feel like he's like a very physical player, so it'd be cool to see him do well,
Yeah.
but we'll see. And then I saw Sebastian Corda's name too. I know a lot of people have a lot of expectations for him, so it'll be
Yeah.
interesting to
Yeah.
watch.
Sebi, I like Sebi a lot. He's had some really good performances last year, more so in the first half, I would say, and then
Mhm.
kind of maybe tailed off a little bit towards the end of the year.
Mhm.
And I think for him, it comes down to like surface and environment a lot too. So we'll see how fast the court is and whether
Yeah,
he
because these
holds it.
courts play pretty slow, right? Like
Usually in the past they've been slow, but
hot
some
and
years they've
slow.
been faster.
Mhm.
But yeah, how well he can handle the elements, that's that Australian summer heat.
Yeah.
It plays a big part, so
Yeah, we'll see. Do you know when the draws get made?
should be let's see, it's probably the end of this week, I would think, right?
Yeah.
Because the
Quali started yesterday, so hopefully soon.
actually, speaking of players, I just came off the top of my head, but Casper had a really good year last year.
Yep.
And if it's a slow, gritty court like it has been sometimes in the past, he'll do well because he's a heavy spin guy.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think you have to worry about fitness with him, even though he's what is he, Norwegian? And
Yeah.
probably not naturally used to the crazy heat of like an Australian summer. He's a fit dude, so he could be one to watch out for a good, maybe quarterfinal run, semifinal. You never know.
Yeah, no,
He's got that
totally.
kind of potential.
There's always someone like Dan Evans that squeaks in and does some damage, usually
Yeah,
like
guy's so talented.
ruins the draw. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like a guy you don't want to play on a bad day. He just slice you, and he's got so much good feeling. He's a tough guy. That's another. And then like someone like Batista Agut, who's just like you never want to see
Grind.
him. Yeah, dude, he's just so tough. So
One more
guys
that
like
I'm
that.
gonna throw out, Lloyd Harris. That's someone that I'm excited and to watch continue. I don't know if this is the best surface or weather. He doesn't seem like someone that necessarily could slug out a super long match, but Xavier Milius is coaching him, so I'm always into that. They even played doubles together last year a little bit, so he's got the
Yeah,
hair. He's fun to
yeah.
watch. Fun to watch.
And then you got well, we already mentioned Medvedev, but you got some of the other Russians, Kechanov.
Catching off, yeah. I just feel like but he just made it to the finals against Monfils. So hey, you never know. Sometimes
Yeah,
I feel like it's not the best. It's too slow for him. But
yeah. Kechanov,
Rublev.
Rublev, and then the one that's also scary. You don't want to see him in the draw is we were talking about him earlier, Kratzev.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
last year was it Australian last year when he had his breakout?
I think so. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he probably has good memories of being in that
That's
environment. And
that's
yeah,
true.
you never know.
Oh, it's exciting. It's the best time of the year. Tennis
Yeah.
is back. The weather's getting to be nice. Gotta watch tennis in the middle of the night.
Yeah. Hey, don't forget about guys like Grigor either. I just saw him play the other day. He
Yeah,
still has something left in the tank. And he's one of those
he
players that
does.
he can get really streaky and hot in big tournaments. So
Yeah. Yeah. You never know. There's gonna be
uh,
a Chilich. I'm literally like, we could just
Chilich,
go
yeah,
through.
Chilich is actually like the end of last year. Last year he started like kind of getting some of his groove back. It seemed like maybe not to his prime like he was, a
Yeah.
while back, but
Yeah, I'm looking forward to some epic matches. Yeah, it'll be fun. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I think that wraps up this episode then. And that's it, right? Unless there's anything else you can think of.
But if yeah, like you said on the WTA one, if you guys have more player switches that we missed out on, or insider info,
Yeah, hit
feel free
us
to let us
up.
know.
Let us know. Email us. You can email podcast@tennis-warehouse.com, or you can hit us up on the YouTube channel, wherever you're watching or listening. We would love to hear it. And then feel free to let us know what you want to hear more of. As soon as we know more about a new Pure Arrow, we'll do an episode so you guys can hear more about it as well. We do our best to let you guys know as soon as we can about all kinds of new stuff. So we've told you all we can for right now. Enjoy the Australian Open and happy hitting.
Yeah, see you guys.